So on Sunday, I made a video for you all titled Crypto Holders Get Prepared, Risky Waters Ahead. And in that video, I told you all, listen, Bitcoin's price has done a really good job at pushing back up to $93,000. But the truth is that there is a real challenge ahead of us. This green box between $93,000 and $96,000 is a massive zone of resistance. And until Bitcoin's price is able to break above this green box, you shouldn't be getting too excited at all, because out of nowhere, Bitcoin could easily start getting rejected and head back towards the downside. So I told you on this video, the best thing to do, in my opinion, was absolutely nothing. Just sit back, wait, and watch and see if Bitcoin can break this green zone before making the next move. And since that video, what we can see is that Bitcoin's price has indeed gotten rejected off of that massive zone of resistance and is now currently back at $89,000, currently pulling the rest of the entire market down with it. And so I wanted to make a quick video for you all, just going over exactly what is happening right here, what I'm doing right now, and what I'm expecting next. Now, I'm not going to lie, I have a couple teammates who are fighting tonight in some MMA fights, so I gotta head out. So this is going to be a bit of a quicker video. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I do want to remind you guys that if you are someone who is investing in the world of crypto for the long term, you absolutely need to consider tax-free options such as retirement accounts. I personally have all of mine through Capital now, which has some absolutely fantastic options. And they're currently offering a 2% match bonus when you transfer your crypto in kind to Capital. So feel free to check out that link down below if you've ever considered any sort of retirement accounts here in the world of crypto to get some tax-free gains. Now, with that in mind, though, of course, let's go ahead and let's jump into it, because yes, Bitcoin's price has now fallen all the way back down to $89,000. Now, first and foremost, let's just kind of address the elephant in the room. Not gonna lie, guys, this isn't a great move. This isn't a great move. The fact that Bitcoin got that rejection off 94K and immediately came all the way back down towards $88,200, it's not a good move. It means that crypto did indeed fail to make this breakout of the structure that it was developing. What we can see is that Bitcoin was attempting to develop reversal structure. You can see that we had obviously our deep valley, we had our mid valley, and then oftentimes people call this a cup and handle or whatever you want to call it, right? But it's just deep valley, mid valley structure. And then from there, we attempted to break through the resistance zone and actually break out of this macro structure, but Bitcoin has now failed to do so. It tried, it barely got on top of it for a little, maybe a day or two, but all in all, it did eventually fail, pulling back towards the downside. Now, this is a failure. Okay, this was a price action failure for Bitcoin's price, and it's not a good thing. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like it is, but it doesn't mean that the world is ending and Bitcoin is for sure about to crash to 75K like people are screaming on Twitter. It doesn't mean that at all. It's just a risk now, and I want to assess this risk with you and tell you exactly what I personally am doing. Okay, so that's kind of part number one. Yes, this is happening. Yes, Bitcoin's price is down. No, it's not a great thing. We don't love to see it. Now, gladly, we did kind of, I don't want to say we saw it coming, but we were getting prepared for it, right? We saw Bitcoin's price rallying towards the top side, and as it was rallying towards the top side, we saw that bearish divergence. I told you that in the last video. I said, listen, there is a bearish divergence happening right now that could force Bitcoin's price down. So this is something that we were prepared for. Matter of fact, if we actually go look in the school, I did close down my long trade for a 44% gain right at that $93,000 level. Right here, I closed down that long trade prior to seeing this pullback. And I ended up rotating the profit from that long trade into, where was this at? Here we go. I said, F it, I want to have some fun. I'm spinning the profit from the long trade into a short trade with the stop loss at 93.8K. So as Bitcoin started to reverse, because we did see the early signs that a pullback could be coming, I did open up a little bit of a short trade, which is currently still open. So it's not like this move that we just made was a big surpriser. It just wasn't a great move. Okay, and I'll talk more about the school later, by the way, if you want to learn more. But that's what's been going on. Bitcoin's price has gotten rejected. Not a great thing, but not a surprise. So we are in this situation. And now that we're in this situation, let me tell you what we want to see here. Now that Bitcoin's price is falling, let me tell you what we want to see here. What we want to see from Bitcoin is that it's able to start building up some support, ideally before this trend line. Okay, this trend line is a danger zone right now. And the reason why I say that this trend line, which currently is below Bitcoin right at $85,000, the reason why I say that this is a danger zone is because it opens up the opportunity for this to be a bear flag. And what we can see, and some people would say that the bear flag is like this, boom, to connect those two highs right there. I don't care. You get the point. It doesn't really matter to me. The point at the end of the day is that there would be a bear flag. And if there is a bear flag, it opens up the door of opportunity for Bitcoin's price to really capitulate. Oftentimes, people will say that the price action of Bitcoin would possibly be setting itself up for a pullback all the way down to $63,000 if it does break down out of this bear flag. Because what people like to do is take the depth from the previous high to the low that created the bear flag and apply it to the bottom side breakout of it, which would again put us somewhere down here. Now, do I subscribe to that theory? Not really. We've seen bear flags not play out like that so many times that that it's insane. So I don't think Bitcoin's going to go down that low, but there absolutely is a threat of further capitulation to sub 80. I think that is very reasonable. And going back to say like a $75,000 could be possible. If we actually look at our downside Fibonacci extensions, we would have breakdown targets to $77,000 and $73,000. So it's absolutely possible if Bitcoin comes down and starts losing this ascending level of support. So what do you want to start looking for right now? What's the best thing to be doing right now is to watch Bitcoin very closely and see if we can find some support and start returning back to 93K without falling below this line. As long as we're above this line, we're in an okay spot. I'm not going to say we're in a great spot, but we're in an okay spot. But if Bitcoin's price comes down and capitulates, it's like last chance. We have two support levels under that. One at 84, one at 80. Bitcoin losing these levels sends us to the low 70s. I genuinely believe that. And obviously, again, it would be in my, assumption that if we do go low 70s, we're obviously in a bear market of some sort. Okay. So there's a lot on the line right now when it comes to Bitcoin. And I need you all to be super, super vigilant and watch so closely if Bitcoin can simply just stay above 85,000 for now. Okay, that's the best thing to watch. Can Bitcoin stay above 85,000 for now? While we're above it, we're in an okay spot. We fall below it, things get very risky, extremely fast, and macro capitulation across this entire market could be right around the corner. So I'll keep you updated as this all plays out, but I really want you to pay attention to it. Personally, I am probably going to close down my short trade pretty soon. My short trade was up around 33% at the time that Bitcoin was at 89.45. It's currently right around that level still. So my short trade is probably up like 36.5% or so. I'll probably go ahead and take some profits off of that bad boy, maybe even close it down. It's just initial profit now. I mean, I'm playing with house money. I took profit from one trade, put that profit into another trade, and took the initial off that one and running with profit on that one. So I'm just kind of stacking up profits on this one. So I'll probably close down that short trade sometime pretty soon, just because I don't feel like shorting. I don't like shorting. I don't enjoy the feeling of shorting personally. I just saw it as an opportunity to capitalize on compounding my profits off this long trade. And so that's what I did. Now, if you do want to see when I do make that move, when I do close down that short trade and maybe reopen and re-enter my long trade, feel free to check out the school. It is linked down below. In the school, you're going to get a ton of stuff, guys. I mean, you're going to get absolutely smashed with courses and classes and live streams and so much more. That's created a monster of a community that's printing hundreds of gains, hundreds of percentages of gains every single day. I mean, right now, if I go to the community gain section, even on a day like today, look, 400% gain, 100% gain, 150% gain, 113% gain. I mean, it's just gains after gains after gains. So if you want to check it out, the link is down below. And again, that's where you'll see when I close down my short trade. But outside of that, I think that's really about it. You just need to watch whether or not Bitcoin's price can come back down, build up some support prior to falling below this trend line. If so, okay spot. If not, bad spot. I'll update you as we play out, okay? So keep a close eye on that. Don't forget, if you are trading, you can check out BTCC, which is linked down below. And yeah, I will see you all very soon in the next one. I got to head out. See you guys.